Are you struggling with the React Native FlatList not re-rendering its rows when props change? You're not alone. This is a common issue that many developers face, and today we're going to unravel this mystery together. I totally get how frustrating it can be when your UI doesn't update as expected. It feels like you're doing everything right, but something just isn't clicking. This is a common pain point for many developers working with FlatList. Here's the specific question we're tackling today. One user mentioned that their FlatList component does not re-render its rows, even when the props it depends on change. They checked the lifecycle methods and confirmed that the list receives updates, but the row does not. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this. So, what could be causing this issue? The FlatList component is a pure component, which means it won't re-render if the props remain shallow equal. This includes the data prop and any state from the parent component. If the props don't change in a way that React recognizes, the UI won't update. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a quick tip that can help you ensure your FlatList updates correctly every time. To address the issue with the FlatList not re-rendering, the user should first ensure that the props being passed to the FlatList are changing correctly. This includes the data prop and any other props that the render item function depends on. Next, the user should implement a key extractor function that returns a unique key for each item. This helps React identify which items have changed, are added, or are removed. Additionally, the user can use the should_component_update lifecycle method in the row component to control when it should re-render. This method can compare the current props with the next props. Finally, if the user is still facing issues, they can consider using React's memoization techniques, such as react.memo, to optimize the rendering of the row component. Fun fact: did you know that React's pure component can sometimes be a double-edged sword? While it optimizes performance, it can also lead to these tricky re-render issues if you're not careful. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests modifying your state management. They recommend creating a new array object from your existing state using object.assign. Then, you can add your new selected category to this array using the push method. Finally, set this updated array back to the state. Now, let's dive into a different answer from another user. An alternative solution from another user suggests that the issue may arise when the array of items in the FlatList becomes empty. They found that instead of rendering the FlatList, they could render a different view when the list is empty, which resolved their re-rendering issue. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests modifying the state update in the onCategoryChosen function. They recommend changing the line where the state is set to ensure that the report object is updated correctly. Instead of directly mutating the old report copy, they suggest using the spread operator to create a new array, which helps trigger the re-rendering of the FlatList rows. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. An alternative approach shared by another user involves modifying how the data is set. Instead of using set tab data with the existing array, they suggest creating a new array by spreading the existing one. This change ensures that the FlatList recognizes the update and triggers re-render. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user involves using React hooks. They suggest creating a function that updates the local state by copying the existing array of team members. This function identifies the current team leader and updates their status while setting the new leader based on the selected item. Here's the tip I promised. Always ensure that the props you pass to your FlatList are changing in a way that React can detect. This will save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, your FlatList should re-render its rows as expected. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips and tricks on React Native development.